WayofFlowingTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So here we are, still in the mines. We have some general resources, such as 39 iron. So what I'm thinking we should do before heading off into anything too dangerous is probably go back up and maybe see if we can get some sort of I don't know, some sort of forestry backpack that will be helpful. So that'll require some iron smelting as one of the things, and maybe not that because I dang crystals. But let's make a furnace quickly and make some iron. I'm thinking we'll go with 4 coal worth of iron. So we'll throw this in and perhaps transmute, in a sense, some of the remaining stuff that we have into torches. So 13 torches should be enough. So I'm looking on the mini-map, and there's something to the left. Hold on one moment. Okay, as I was saying, there's something on the left that I'm going to want to go to. So way over to the left, I can't exactly show it to you, but it's pretty much over here on it. So another thing that we're going to want to make sure is that we do not have any creepy situations. Hello, creeper. Can you not see a path? You're just gonna blow up anyways? That's cool too. Okay, so there is some sort of structure that I want to see at the left, and we're going to want to go. It's pretty much straight ahead in our cardinal direction. So 20, for those of you who haven't really done the math yet, it takes 24 iron ingots to create a full set of armor. Well, iron armor, obviously. It takes 24 diamond or other materials to make their respective armors. So one thing I'm going to want to do is just collect some of the dirt that our good friend has made, and let's go out into the yonder wilderness to see what that monument is. Now we're going to want to, not monument, for all I know it's going to just be a stupid tree. So we're also going to want some more food as well, because food frankly is delicious. And also, if we can grab the sheep wool, we should be a-okay. So we need 2 sheep wool for another thing. Now, as you may or may not know, backpacks, we're going to want to make a backpack, and it requires 2 iron as well as 2 pieces of wool and 4 pieces of string. So we got 1 piece of wool. Hopefully we can go out and find some more sheep. So I'm going to do a Great Canadian Sheep Call. You can take notes for this, but let's try my best. Here, sheepy, sheepy, sheepy. Here, sheepy, sheepy, sheepy. Sheepy. Oh, there you are. Introducing the sheep tree. I'm guessing he's a little sheepish, so let's go get him and get the wool. So we got 2 wool. We're going to need another piece of string. That can come from any spider, I suppose. Let's go up here. Yeah, it's probably going to be a tree. It's dead ahead, though, so let's go up and see what we... Oh, crack. Oh, crack. That is a Thaumcraft Monument. I'm not sure what the actual name is, but that's what I call it. It's made with those obsidian totem things, and it does harbor something a little nasty. So let's go in. And that's the nasty stuff. That is called a wisp, and it is the incarnation of evil, death, destruction, and mayhem, and frankly is quite scary for someone who has no freaking armor. That would be helpful, I suppose. So let's go back, now that we have our legs, and go tackle it in some form or another. Let's see. Give me string. Good, thank you. Okay, let's go back to our area that we managed to carve out over here and create that forestry backpack. Now we're going to go for the mining backpack, and the main purpose of it is so that we're able to hold some more auxiliary items. That's good. That will be definitely good. And we're going to need another chest, so let's make a chest there. and it's pretty much a chest, or rather a shrunk chest on our back. So our string, and here's our mining forestry backpack. It comes with a few slots. It comes with a total of 15 slots. So let's dump all of our ores that we have, and it'll automatically get added to the forestry backpack here, as you can see. And let's grab this and actually make our armor now. Now that we have some armor, we might have a chance in hell to attack that area with actual victory in mind. So, and I attempted to craft, or rather equip, 1 ingot of iron. That was helpful. Okay, so another thing that we're going to want to do is, do we have any? No, we do not. We're going to want to cook some of our food, the 4 fiery nuggets of extra wisdom that we have with us. And let's get that out of the unharmed landscape. And we're going to want to make some food by cooking it up here. So this should be good. It's of course, that's one drawback of the backpack, is that the algorithm pretty much is that if there's no room in your inventory, it'll go into the backpack inventory. If there's no room in the backpack inventory, it'll go into your non-inventory, which means you don't pick it up, sucker. You should learn how to carry some more iron or stuff like that. Okay, so this is a silverwood tree. It has a pure Vs node in it, and I should talk about that while I'm talking about the wisp thing over here. So wisps are generated from an impure Thaumcraft node, Thaumcraft 3 if you don't know, and it creates those abominations to attack you. Now there is, though you cannot see it, let's just grab everything here before anything else comes. I'm not going to get the saddle. Now there is a wisp spawner somewhere in here. I'm thinking maybe here, which we cannot get to easily with our current stuff. So it's a flying disaster that attempts to kill us in any way it can think of, and usually it is through some sort of horrible lightning. Ness. Okay. Are you dead yet? No, you're not. Am I dead yet? Almost. So let's run. This is a fruitless battle that we are entrapped in. So let's get out of here and hopefully not die due to something stupid such as fall damage. Okay, let's go back to our small little base, if we can call it that. Okay, so we got a bit of loot. I made, or rather cut down a bit more wood, so let's make a bit of a chest right here and place some of our undesirables in it, and also take some of our extra food that we have, or rather not extra food because we haven't eaten it yet. Nom 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 nom. And I guess we won't do anything else. So we got an enchanted book, a Blast Protection 4, which is quite good. And let's stow this. We got some tin ingots. We got some shards of minium. We'll keep that. This cocoa we don't need right now. This we won't need. And I guess that we got a Sword of the Zephyr. I'm not too sure what that is, though I'm sure I will learn very soon. And it is going to be helpful having it in my inventory. So I'm thinking we're good right now. Let's grab our crafting bench and go back into the mines. Hopefully we'll be able to find a few more materials that will be helpful. Something I should have made was an iron pickaxe, which I guess we're going to want to make now. No, let's not place that. We might as well, since we have a furnace up there that we're not keeping with us. And also another thing that will be helpful is to get a good instance of coal, since I said earlier that we will be able to do this. Since there's so much, let's just make one more, or rather, yeah, one more of this, and we're going to want to make a pickaxe. So iron pickaxe will help us collect anything else that we deem fit for awesomeness. So we're going to be able to collect some coal and keep it in our inventory now, instead of having to backtrack into our forestry backpack repeatedly, which frankly is a bit annoying, but I guess I can live with it in normal circumstances. So this we'll put there. We'll bring this again, might as well. And let's try to explore a bit. So we're going to want a bit more iron. Iron is definitely a base for most, if not all, major machines. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. If not, well, you're either going into magic or you're going into something stupid. Well, it's definitely not something stupid, but you could pretty much consider GregTech's base as iridium alloy ingots. Now, going on to that a bit more, there's a mod called Modular Power Suits, and it's a relatively new mod. I say relatively in the fact that I haven't myself tinkered with it, but it allows you to develop your own, well, modular suit. And what I mean by modular is that you can change many aspects of the same base suit with some upgrades. Anyways, and they are quite interesting, and it's relatively inexpensive for especially the low tier stuff. Now, Gregorous Tech, when it's installed, you actually have to do more expensive recipes for modular power suits. Now, the thing is that people have assumed, in one thread that I read on the Feed the Beast forums, people assumed that it was actually Gregorius that made those changes. In fact, it was, I forget what it was, some sort of machine. Basically, the creator of modular power suits himself actually added that feature to fit in with the GregTech balancing, because frankly, what's the point of getting a quantum suit if you can have a much better suit at a lot lower the price, especially since Gregorous Tech does tweak some of the stuff to balance the game in the way that he sees fit. Now, obviously, you can debate whether that is how it should be, but frankly, I'm not going to debate that stuff. I personally prefer the changes in GregTech because you are able to make a lot. Well, it takes longer to beat the game. And for instance, there is a Wolfie boy that I do know that is able to make the quantum armor very quickly, and with GregTech you cannot do that. For instance, I would have been able to make my first piece of quantum armor with the, I think I collected like 12 iridium alloy or iridium ore. I would have been technically able to make it around episode 50 of my season 3 play, but the reason I didn't was because, hey, I was an idiot. And, well, the point I'm saying is that I think he made his full suit around episode 20. So it does extend the gameplay. I know you are able to make it in, say, with GregTech installed in the all of it in the equivalent of 40 or 50 episodes, but frankly, if you just go balls to it to attempt to get GregTech at maximum entropy, you're going to not have as much of a fun time. So, where were we in the cave system? Ah, yes. So, where is a bucket? We got a bucket. I'm thinking one bucket will certainly be enough. We're going to need to get some sort of source of water somewhere, and it will help us with our migration down that pit. I don't think there's any water nearby. Not any that I can see right now, but I suppose we can just drop down because frankly, it doesn't matter. It's just a bit of fall damage. I'm estimating approximately 20 blocks of a fall. So I'm at 53 right now. It'll be approximately 33 if I were to drop. But I'm not just going to do drop. I'm a pansy. I am not going to take the risk. You suck. Okay, so we managed to find the bottom of this hole. For good or bad, and actually my math estimation was not too far off. Actually, it's 30 difference instead of the 20 difference that I expected it would have been. But I guess that is stupidity for you. So let's gather some more of the coal that we can and make a few torches because frankly, I do not want to go into an area without torches because something might rear its ugly head. Get away. Okay. I'm gonna collect some more of this ore, or rather some more of the general ore, and then I'll create some more torches, and then we can go onwards. Okay, we got a bit more in torches. So, okay, so that seems like where we want to go, though we should explore behind us and see that there is more lava. Lava's not what we're going to want to collect currently, so let's go and grab some of that water. Now, here's some uranium, and uranium is definitely going to be helpful. Now, I might have said this before, but I might as well say it again. In the previous season, I went for a bunch of thermal power. Now, thermal power is good and everything. It's balanced if you don't use the nether to generate it, and I'm not going to be some sort of person who's saying if you pump the nether dry from its lava that you're bad. I'm not going to say that because frankly you got better things to do with your lives, but I'm going to try to go mainly for nuclear energy. So what I mean though is not just the simple easy to automate, just throw in a bunch of cells type of automation, but what I'm thinking I'll do is go for high grade nuclear using Greg Tech. So some of the stuff such as, oh, ferrous ore, that's great. Let's grab some of that. This is going to be useful later, the ferrous ore, but I'll get into that later, maybe when we actually are able to use it at some sort of reasonable pace. Anyways, as I was saying, some of the high-grade reactor designs require thorium and plutonium to get a very good output. Now, the thing is, though, that those particular methods, and why am I trying to get the green sapphires using an arrow? I have no clue. Yay, new ore. Anyways, some of those methods are quite interesting because it requires both thorium and plutonium. I said that, I know. But the better part is that thorium and plutonium, thorium lasts 2.5 times longer than plutonium, which is going to be quite interesting in its automation processes. So I have to design some sort of way, if I were to automate it, design some sort of method with probably a mixture of mods, since I think a mixture of mods will be needed to do that. Some sort of method to automate the generation, so just plug in the base materials and pretty much set and forget. Hopefully that works. I'm not too sure if that's going to be the method that we're going to need. Obviously, we are not at the nuclear stage of development. We're going to need quite a bit of infrastructure to get to the plutonium and thorium mass production, though I have read a few wikis on the best methods, or some methods rather. I'm going to try to get my own method myself on how to generate all of that matter that's going to be required. So one of the things is that let's go, since we are in a lull in the action, check our uranium, which is in this backpack. If we check the uranium ore, okay, usage of uranium ore, we can obviously get uranium dust, but refined uranium is what we're going to look for. We can combine this with 8 cells to make some near depleted uranium cells. Now, near depleted uranium cells in and of itself are not very interesting. You can get damage conversion modules, you can get depleted isotope cells, but you can centrifuge it to get 1 thorium cell, which once again is not that useful. So you can get 4 thorium from 1 uranium. But if we check the re-enrich, we can re-enrich all of that. Let's see, it's an E? Yeah, we can re-enrich our uranium to get re-enriched cells. So let's check. This is uranium. Let's check uranium. This will be better. We can re-enrich it like so. So checking its usage, we need a breeder, and we can go into that later. We can make a uranium cell by just combining it with coal dust, but if we centrifuge the re-enriched uranium cell, we get 3 near depleted uranium cells. And after a bunch of time, obviously, we can make thorium cells and plutonium cells, which is a lot better of a method. That's going to be fun, but plutonium cells is what we're going to want. Now, that does take a lot of time, though, considering how long the reactor can go for. I believe uranium and plutonium can go for approximately I think it's 1,000,000 ticks. I'm not too sure, but what it does translate to is an 2 hours and 47 minutes and some odd seconds. So that is definitely long enough for the 1,000 seconds. I think pretty much I know. So maybe we can, well, we'll pretty much figure out some sort of automated breeder setup which will be needed and some other stuff like that. It's going to take a bit of effort, I know, but hopefully we can get through it all. And, well, they are very powerful. I think the nuclear reactors can output something like, I don't know, it's like 400 EU per tick. I think that'll be enough for a matter fabricator, or, well, at least one will be used, but we are going to need a few more than just one for a matter fabricator, which takes, I believe it's 16 million EU for one UU matter. So do the math, it's going to take a while, but I think it's maybe just doing some rough calculations with what I know, it's just going to take a lot. I'm not going to even bother doing. Okay, let's see. Maybe 2 UU matter per hour. Yeah, it's something along those lines, and it's going to be, hopefully we can flesh out some sort of design together. I'm not the best at nuclear engineering. I can automate them well enough after taking a design, but we're going to have to see if we can develop any sort of method that will make that life a lot easier. So we haven't, now that we've gone through that whole digression path and etc., we're going to have to find some sorts of diamonds. Our forestry backpack is already full. It's going to get even more full with the stuff that we have. These quartz crystals we can probably do without, though we'll probably check that if we are full at that point. Okay, diamond spawns at level 16 and lower. We're definitely not at that. Ooh, this is a different ore. Okay, let's check. This is like no, this is like lead and silver combined. Let's check what you are. You're a galena ore. Making sure. Let's check this somewhere safe. This place is not exactly the safest, so let's see if there's any dead end area that we can pen ourselves in. Of course, when I want a dead end, I'm not going to find it. Okay, so let's see. Galena ore uses, we can probably make galena dust, which is quite obvious. So, using pulverizer. So, galena dust, what we can do with it is make some lead, some sulfur, and silver. Not too useful. Or we can make, using an industrial blast furnace, silver and lead ingots. I'm guessing this is from Gregorus Tech. So he made his own sort of ore, since I think his mod does require silver and lead on its own. In fact, I'm pretty sure. Or it could be a completely different mod, and I have no clue. I am willing to admit that I have no bloody clue. Okay, let's get you back. Get you forward. And then maybe rush forward, because we haven't even found any sort of gold. We haven't found any gold, and that's kind of useless. Oh god. Blow up. Go ahead. That is good. Okay, so we need gold, and we need... That was useful. Is someone behind me? Okay. We got some gold, we got some lapis. This is not going to be enough to tide ourselves. It'll be enough for some general stuff, and we can't even pick it up. Useless stuff. Probably don't need this, probably don't need this, so let's get that and sort our inventory. That should be good. Some useless tools, that's for sure, and eventually we're going to run out of stuff to pick up. We'll throw eventually the next thing that... Oh my god! Go ahead. Why not? That is not something I'm used to. Okay, so let's go over here. Hopefully if we find some sort of lava river, that was very good. Get some more redstone, because 18 redstone does not a happy redstoner make. Yes, I know. And we're going to, can we make... Yeah, let's check the uses of redstone, because we might be able to compress it without a compressor, though that is not likely. There is so much stuff to do with that. Okay, so, oh yeah, there aren't even any redstone blocks in this version of Minecraft. I'm getting too used to 1.5. Come soon already, 1.5. I'm gonna miss you. And we're getting into the creepy side of this program. So if you don't want to hear creepy, I think you've tuned into the wrong place, honestly. Speaking of which, you have tuned into the wrong life, Mr. Creeper. Have a nice day. Okay, so we need to get to Y level 16, which we might be closing in on. Yes, lava! That is a good sign of what is to come. Probably some liquid death. Let's see. Get you, so that we're not going to be as likely to die. This seems like a bunch of ferrous ore. That is odd. Ferrous ore is never this popular. What the heck? Okay, I'm gonna get some more of this ferrous ore. Can I get it with that? No. And we're probably going to want to look into the uses of ferrous ore. I have not... We got some nickelite as well, so that's something we're going to need to get. There. So we got some nickelite as well. This will help us with our red power stuff when we get to that sort of tech tree. It's very prevalent in the bluetricity system, but ferrous ore. We're definitely going to want the ferrous ore. And if we look, ferrous ore, its uses, we need to first macerate it or grind it or whatever you want. It can make nickel. That's not its main thing. We can make ferrous ingots. That's not its main thing either. We can make might have been removed. I'm not sure. Anyways, we can make platinum. Then we can make other stuff. We're going to want to make this stuff in a much nicer area, so I'm not going to focus on it right now. There are probably a bunch of other recipes I can focus on with it, but for now we should focus on getting redstone as well, since redstone is a huge thing in making some thermal expansion energy transportation methods, if I can call it that. So redstone, and also redstone is very prevalent in a lot of the techs. As soon as you have redstone, you have access to macerators, you have access to most of the main energy using machine, because it's almost seen as its own sort of conduit to bigger and better things. Also, redstone circuitry, because hey, why not? I don't think I'm likely to make any sort of vanilla redstone circuitry, so once again, if you're looking for that, too bad. Okay, let's see. If we get some diamonds in this episode, it'll be good. I'm pretty sure there should be some soon, though I think in my season 2.5, was it? I was in an extreme hills biome, and as such, I think there's some sort of spawning limitation that is built into it. Spawning limitation in the way of diamonds, because it's good in generating emeralds, but it's horrible in generating diamonds. Maybe I'm just unlucky with it. That is always a possibility, which I like to exercise daily. Okay, so not ferrous, but still good. So I don't think there's much else we can find. That's so annoying. Give me my diamonds. I want my diamondy goodness, and this is horrible. And I actually managed to survive. Let's see. We're out of room for our redstone, which is unfortunate. So we're going to need to get rid of the gravel, I think. There. And we still need room for our diamonds. So if worst comes to worst, we're going to need to dump another thing. But frankly, if we get to that point, I'm going to be able to gladly deposit anything. Also, if we had a bit more of our fun in the sun string, I'm in such a stringy personality. That doesn't even make sense. If we get more string, things will be a lot better. Now, another change to some of the mods was factorization. Recently, in one of the updates, it's actually not in this version of Ultimate, but hopefully it gets added in the port for 1.5. In fact, I think factorization is in 1.5 currently and has the new feature. Anyways, I digress. The solar power system changed ever so slightly. Let's see, gunpowder, not now. It changed ever so slightly so that you have to make some sort of smokestack, but it doesn't actually produce smoke. It produces steam, which is quite energetic, I might tell you, and is, well, steam is compatible in a lot of things, but it also gives its own steam turbine. I think it's a little more inefficient than the steam turbine produced by Railcraft, but it does get the job done and produces the energy. I'm not too sure if factorization has voided its own energy source. I hope it hasn't, but if it has, I suppose that's alright. But anyways, you can convert steam into other stuff. And I think each mirror, which takes 8 silver, which is understandable seeing as it's a free power source, each mirror produces on those steam stacks, I'll call them, and steam generating things, about 1 millibucket of steam a second, or rather a tick. So there's 1,000 ticks that will be required for 1 bucket of steam. That's approximately, I'm probably going to butcher it, 20 seconds? No, let's see, 50 seconds, yes, 50 seconds it'll take for 1 bucket of steam. I'm not too sure what the conversion ratio from that to any other useful generating things, but if you wanted an actual solar farm instead of some sort of plug and forget method, that is pretty much how you're going to have to go about it. So it doesn't seem like I have any sort of diamonds around here, which is kind of unfortunate. No diamonds means kind of no fun. I guess I can peek around a bit more, hopefully get something a bit more helpful than this. I'm thinking we'll just go over... Sorry, I might as well finish the sentence before I go onwards. I was going to say, we're just going to peek over here and see if there's diamonds. If not, we're just going to end. Talk about timing. Okay, so over here we have diamonds, which, if you might recall, is something that we'll definitely want. So let's see. Let's get this diamond first, and this diamond, and this diamond, and this diamond, and this diamond. Okay, so that's 5 diamonds. Let's mine around the area, see if there's any other diamonds that we have missed. It doesn't appear so. There might be some more around the bend over here, but I'm willing to forego that possibility for the time being. Wow, as if that happened. Oh my goodness, it's like, okay, someone is stalking me, or I am just really lucky, and I somehow have I actually have the same amount of diamonds as I do gold, which is kind of freaky. And we even have more redstone and nickelite. Oh dear. I'm gonna collect some more stuff around in this general area, but the consensus seems to be that I should get out of here while my luck is holding strong. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. Making sure nothing kills me, maybe get you out of the way. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.